it's Lindsay from Therapeutic Recreation. This week's theme is celebrating my community, so I thought I'd bring in a special guest for you all. His name is Second Lieutenant White, and he's going to let me interview him, and then he's going to give us a sneak peek at some police equipment. So let's get this interview started. Okay, so today we have Second Lieutenant White with us. Thank you, Second Lieutenant White, for joining me today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
So we have a couple of questions to ask you, actually. I guess we'll start with, what is your job title and what do you do?
So currently, I am the second lieutenant assigned to our Planning and Research Bureau. One of my main priorities is to help write and develop policies that guide our officers in what they do every day. So it's kind of a way to give them guidelines and expectations on what they do on a daily basis.
Nice. So pretty much you kind of set everybody straight and let them know, like, this is what we're supposed to be doing. That's awesome. We always need that type of guidance.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So what did you want to be growing up?
Wow. Well, like most kids, I wanted to be a professional basketball player.
I actually had that too.
Yeah, so I was a big fan of Michael Jordan, and I thought I could be the next Michael Jordan, but let's be honest, there will never be another Michael Jordan. But as I grew up, I also wanted to be an astronaut, I think, and the President of the United States. It wasn't until a little bit later in life that I found law enforcement and police work, but yeah, I still hang on to some of those dreams. I have a basketball hoop at home, so I still try to make a shot now and again.
Nice, nice. So what is it that led you to become a police officer? I mean, we want to play basketball, we want to be a president.
Yeah.
What landed you in the position?
Yeah, right. Well, fortunately, not too long after I graduated college, I met someone who became a friend of mine, and they were a police officer. And during conversations with him and finding out a lot of the good work that police officers do, it really caught my attention and found it to be very interesting and something I thought I would like to do. And 17 years later, I still have a smile on my face, but it was really isolated to that one friend I spoke to, and I learned as much as I could about it, and thought it was a really interesting opportunity.
Awesome. I love how you took the initiative to reach out to people around you to learn more and to get more information. So, I mean, we see how that can take you a long way. That's
Absolutely,
really awesome.
yeah.
So I've been kind of wondering, and I'm sure a lot of other people have, how has your job been impacted by COVID-19?
So like everybody, we've had to make our safety a priority. And so officers, to include myself, whether I'm at work or out in the community, we certainly exercise social distancing. So how we talk to people and when we talk to them, it has changed. One of the biggest things that's changed is a lot of times you might call the police and they'll come to your house, and you might even invite us in your home to talk about the issue that you called us for. Well, now we kind of recognize that maybe that's not the best place to do that. So maybe you'll step outside of your house and we'll just have some distance. Or we've created more opportunities for people to report things either online or over the phone. So we recognize that, proximity sometimes can be an issue. So we've staffed other ways for people to reach out to the police and for us to still provide those law enforcement services to everyone.
That's awesome. We all know that we need law enforcement and they're very helpful. So I'm really glad that you all have found ways to work around the pandemic to be able to still reach out to the community and to be able to help the community. So that's definitely, it feels great to hear that. That's awesome. So I'm seeing that you guys are doing a lot of helpful and important work. What has been the most rewarding part of your job and a part of your role?
So it wasn't something I knew I would do early in life, but I have to say that I really found the profession that is a passion for me. But the two biggest things really are meeting people and helping people. Those are two things that I've just enjoyed doing my entire life. And this job allows you to do both of those every single day. You get to meet new people, and sometimes it's in that person's best moments, and sometimes it's not. And so helping people is just that second layer that allows us to have an impact in the community and can give back to those people. So I really love talking to people and meeting them. And if I can, get paid while I do that, it's just been a blessing on top of it. But yeah, exactly. But they just, every day I walk away, appreciating that opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome. I share some of the same sentiments, being able to connect with the community and to help and just be able to see people smiling and see them at their best, but not always at their best, and still being able to connect. So I definitely identify with you.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
It is. It really is. So can you maybe give some advice to a youth who's interested in becoming a police officer?
So the best thing you can do is, we talked about it earlier, is to talk to people and learn about things. If you're young, you have to remember that police officers are expected to be examples to our community. So if you're a young person, you really want to just get used to doing the right thing. It's not always easy, and the best way to get that guidance, quite frankly, is talking to your parents or listening to your parents, or listening to your teachers, listening to those people who are giving you that guidance, because that's what's going to help you kind of formulate that important part of your personality that's going to maintain that integrity. So you really just want to get used to that. You want to do well in school. There's a lot of thinking that goes on with being a police officer, a lot of learning. Laws change all the time. Policies, I just told you, I am in the business of writing them. So as they change, you have to be able to adapt to that. So really from an early age, you just want to get used to doing what's right, and absorbing as much information as you can. And then certainly as you get older, you definitely want to talk to people. I learned most what a police officer did from talking to one, and I really didn't know about that opportunity until that time.
Nice. I think that was great advice for someone wanting to become a police officer, but also just in general, setting a good example, being willing to learn, wanting to talk to people around you. So I am going to take that advice too.
That's nice. Yeah.
Now, I actually asked you to do a little bit of a favor, and I heard that you got something really cool together for us. Can you let us know what it is?
Yeah, I'm so excited. If you guys just stay tuned, and I look forward to showing you a couple of things that I think you'll find very interesting.
Nice. So we're going to take a tour and see some really cool police equipment. Thank you again, Second Lieutenant White, for your time. And we're going to go kick off our tour. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good afternoon. I'm Second Lieutenant Kevin White with the Fairfax County Police Department, and I'm here to show you a few tools that we use on a daily basis. The first is a Fairfax County Police Cruiser, and the second is a bicycle that we use in our neighborhood patrol unit. Why don't you come take a look? So a police cruiser. What you see behind me is not what you're used to when you see a police cruiser. It is the department's new utility cruiser. It's larger and has all the same capabilities as your traditional four-door police cruiser does. But one important thing is it has more room. And that is important because police officers use this as their mobile office. So welcome to a Fairfax County Police Officer's mobile office. Inside this cruiser, there are three important things for the officer every day. The first is their computer, the second is their radio, and the third is their lights and sirens. The computer allows officers to receive information kind of like of an instant messaging or emailing. The radio is the fastest and easiest way for officers to communicate to one another. And lastly, lights and sirens. Lights you can see and sirens you can hear, and they allow officers to communicate to everybody when there's an emergency. Okay, now let's take a closer look at one of our police bicycles. This is one of my favorite tools. This bike is designed to get officers out of their cruiser and into your neighborhoods and build stronger relationships with our community. So what makes a bicycle a police bicycle? That's a great question. First and foremost, They're built stronger to last longer. These bikes are ridden every day and they're ridden everywhere. They also have a light on the front for officers when they're riding at night, and they have this pouch on the back which has all the essential equipment an officer will need during their shift.
Thanks for tuning in to today's video. I really enjoyed being your community special guest. I hope you enjoyed the interview and the tour. Have a safe and nice summer.